The pronunciation, let's do this. Now, warm-up questions first before we start, because we're doing a pronunciation. How would you rate your pronunciation, right, personally, from 1 to 5, 1 being poor, 3 being, yeah, good enough, 5, perfectly fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, based on your personal evaluation. Or maybe your friends have said that your pronunciation is fantastic. Let us know. Or maybe you're here because you do need to work on it. So there's no shame in saying it's 1, poor, or 2, not good enough. All right. If it's good enough, how can you get to 4 and 5? And that's what we're here for. My next question is there an inferior or a superior English accent? What do you think? Yes or no? You might think, you might have a bias towards a particular English accent, or you think if I speak that way, people will respect me more, they'll listen to me more, probably. Or you can probably think about your friend who speaks with a particular accent and people really love to listen to her because she has a particular accent. What do you think? Is there an inferior or superior English accent? In Malaysia, I mean, in school, we have been taught to emulate the British way of pronouncing things because of, colonial times, I believe. But if you now ask children, at least I ask my daughter, which accent is better, British versus American, for example, she would definitely say American accent, and she can copy and imitate that accent easily. It's easier for her. It's more natural for her. Why? Because of social media, TV, YouTube. What about you guys? Do you think, is it a battle between British accent versus an American accent? What about Australian accent? What about Malaysian English? What do you guys think about that? Is there a battle between British accent, American accent? Should we think less of a Malaysian accent? What do you think?
No, I don't think there's any inferior or superior English accent, especially now because we're living in like a global culture where we are exposed to all different types of accents. Mm-hmm. So for myself, I have more of a British accent, but that's because of my background. So your accent is really a reflection of where you grew up or what you watched, what you listened to. So I have a British accent, but I watch a lot of American shows. So there are some words where I use the American pronunciation, because when I was 14, we moved back to Malaysia. So there were some words that were only introduced to me after I was 14, and it was introduced to me. I mean, the accent that was introduced to me was American because I watched a lot of American shows, like, for example, massage. I say massage, but the British people, they say massage. So yeah, for me, there's no inferior or superior English accent. And after living in Malaysia for the past 20 plus years, I just feel that my own accent has changed so that people here understand me. Because if I continue speaking with a Manchester accent, then it might not be suitable, or people might feel like, what is she saying? I don't understand what she's saying, because the Manchester accent is not what people are used to hearing from the British accent, right? So that's my opinion.
Thanks very much. Exactly. If you look at what Malaysians are exposed to, it's either the American accent or the British accent through television. When it comes to British accent, we have a lot of dialects. We have a variety of English, even in England itself. So Manchester is another way of speaking. And then you hear from, if you watch Game of Thrones, or you watch Downton Abbey, what's on right now, Sherlock,
The Crown.
You might hear The Crown. You might hear the posh accent, which is spoken in more to the London, southern part of England. And you might not hear Manchester's that, it was going to sound weird if you see a Malay girl, especially, you wear tudung and everything, and then suddenly you speak within a Manchester accent. People will be like, oh, what is that? Is that Australian? What is that? It's weird. It's mixed. It sounds strange. So for me, like Anna as well, we grew up in England. So we had a bit, for me, I didn't pick up that much, I think. I mean, probably a few words, but not that much. And then when we came back to Malaysia, people were saying, what oh my gosh, you sound so, English. And so I realized, okay, I have to tone it down a little bit, fix whatever that needed to be fixed so that people understood me. That was the point. And then later on, as I became an English language student, you learn some symbols, which I'm going to teach you, IPA symbols. And that helped me train my mouth so that I sound much more clear. My enunciation is better for the sake of my audience, my students, my future students. So that's the evolution of my particular accent. I would say it's a mixture of British, Malaysian, maybe some American words, like Amna said, like massage, schedule. Some words that I will choose because it's easy.
My husband studied in the US as well, but he speaks with a Kelantan accent. Oh, I just want to tell the story where he was in the US and he wanted to buy bread. But you know how the Malay accent, when you say bread, it's a bit different. They say it sounds like bread. So he was at the supermarket and he asked the person there, and he's like saying, I want to buy bread. And that person was like, what? I want to buy bread. And I guess that guy panicked. So he was like, the more that my husband said bread, the more he was like, I don't know what the heck he's saying. And then he was like, okay, never mind. I'll just look for it myself.
Okay, that's hilarious. So they both panicked, and even the native speaker panicked. Okay, so this is where it's a fun story, and I think that for us, when we are traveling, sometimes we need to accommodate and adapt to what they are used to, and sometimes you have to use a bit of body language as well. Bread,
yeah, because you don't have the context, right? When you hear bread, like I like to eat bread and jam, maybe they would understand, but he's like saying, I just want to buy bread. So they don't understand because there's no context to it.
Bread could be anything, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's cute. Okay, right, let's go to what we'll be learning today. So I will be using a lot of IPA symbols, so don't be intimidated by that. And then we'll note some differences between British English and American English. So we're going to be learning English vowels and areas of concern, basic areas of concern with consonants, advanced techniques. So if you think that you are already fantastic, maybe number 3 is something of your interest. I mean, will pique your interest. 3, we'll do group activity and pronunciation, and we'll do sharing and Q&A and a photo session at the end. Okay. Now let's move swiftly to English vowel sounds. So English vowel sounds are divided into short vowels, long vowels, and diphthongs, which are double vowels. And I'll go through one by one. And then with each of them, I will introduce to you the IPA symbol, the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is used in all dictionaries. Okay. I will go through this slide afterwards, but basically when it comes to vowels, this is a side profile of you. So as you can see, there's a nose there, upper lip, lower lip, and then these are the vowels. So here, the first set, I don't want you to memorize it yet, but the first set here is where the tongue is towards the front of the mouth. The second set here is where the vowel is relative, the tongue is flat in your mouth. And the final third set there, the vowels are basically, we call it back single vowels, where the tongue is pulled back. That's the difference between some of these vowels. Slight difference in how you move your tongue. It's either front, center, or back. Okay. And now we'll break it down for you. Okay. So let's go with the short vowels first. What do we mean by short? It means that when I say these words, there's no length. It's just nice and short. So I've got several here for you that you can try out and repeat after me. Okay. So the first one is the I vowel. So I need some words to show you what I mean by I there. It looks like a capital I. Sit, bin, and ship. So you can repeat after me. Sit, bin, and ship. So if you say that word there, it's at the front. It's happening at the front. Sit, bin, ship. Your tongue is at the front. Okay. For the second vowel, it looks like an E. It looks like an E. So an example of it, it's not an E though. But if you look at the words pen, bed, met, that's the sound. So we need sound. Pen, bed, met. Compare it with the first one, sit. Second one, pen. E, e, So repeat after me. First one is E. Second one is e, So number one here, you smile a little bit. E, e, Okay. Number three, your mouth opens a bit more now and you smile a little bit more. So we have as in bat, cat, black. Okay, keep it there as you say bat, cat, black. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3. E, E, All right. I want you to feel the smoothness, all right? Number 4, this vowel here looks like an upside down E. The spelling, the name for it is the schwa vowel, which I'll talk about in the next slide, but it's called the schwa. So it's a very relaxed vowel, very lazy vowel. It's simple, So without anything, don't move any face, don't move your lips or tongue or anything. It's just Again, famous, Okay, neutral face. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Glide it, okay? So we've got E, 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 Okay. How are you guys doing? Good? Now we're gonna open our mouth a bit more further as we go down. We've got the vowel. Just now it's but this one, number 5, is So cut, study, double. If you look at the spelling, it's like, why are all the spelling different? But the vowel is the same. Cut, study, double. That's why IPA symbols help you to identify the pronunciation, because you can't really look at the spelling sometimes. Okay. Now let's go to our back vowels. So now we're going to go with number 6. This is when you round your mouth. So when you round your mouth, you suddenly you push your tongue to the back. It's just automatic, even though you can't feel it. But you want to say book, right? Book. Book, foot, put. Book, foot, put. The spelling there is different. Double O, and then suddenly there's a U there. Okay. Number 7. This is another back vowel. So your mouth is a bit rounded. So we'll do the British version of this one. Hot, hot. Rock, okay. Sock, sock. And lost, lost, So Okay. So is there a difference between 6 and 7? 6 is oo. 7 is o. Oo, o. That's the difference. And I will introduce to you an American vowel. So H-O-T as well, just like number 7. However, theirs is a bit different. So if the British way is hot, theirs is heart. It's different. Heart. Mom. Heart. Honest. I can't say this word. Honest. Heart. Mom. Heart. I should have my daughter here so she can do it better than me. So I've introduced you 8 short vowels. The American vowels slightly different, but is it wrong or right? They're both correct. Okay, which one? Okay, which one do you prefer? Choose something that's simple and easier for you. Now, I want to go back to number 4 here, which is the schwa sound. It is a very interesting sound. The schwa here, you quite relax when you say It is the most common sound in British English. So let's compare. Whilst American English pronounces the R endings in words like doctor, teacher, lawyer, they say the R very nice and clear. In British English, they replace the R with the schwa sound, So we have, so I want you to relax your jaw, relax your tongue and your lips and make an sound very simply. So we have doctor, teacher, lawyer, nature, exposure. Okay. Now we're finished with the short vowels and let's move on to our long vowels. So long vowels here, it basically means there's some length. There's, in Arabic term, it's like harakat basically, okay, harakat. So you need a bit of length, and the clue in any dictionary is the 2 dots there. It indicates length. So you go longer with your voice. So we've got 5 here. So there it is. We've got small I with 2 dots. So words like see, read, need. If you feel yourself a bit short, just for today's class, just exaggerate a little bit. You be dramatic. So see, read, need. You might have to move your fingers to feel the length. Okay, so we'll be doing that. Let's go to the second one. Now that looks like number 3 with 2 dots. I'll do 2 versions. I've put a star there to tell me to do 2 versions. So we'll do the British version first without the R sound. So because there's no R in the British English, they make it longer. So it's like this: bird, turn, learn, person, world. The American version, they like their R's, so it becomes like this. It's longer, but there's also an R there. Bird, turn, learn, person, world. Okay, do what's comfortable for you. Do whatever is comfortable for you. If you sound weird not saying the R, say the R. Number 3, it's ooh sound. Longer again. Blue, shoe, lose. Again, blue, shoe, lose. Okay, longer. So I like to do a wave with my chopstick, or I like to do this to help me do whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, I hope you're following along. Number 4, it looks like, what does it like to you? A U, but it's saying it with 2 dots there. So again, the length there, we've got all, call, hall, all, call, hall. Okay. And number 5, let's do 2 versions. American version, British version first. There's R there, arm, car, half. American version with the R, arm, car. Would they say half like that? They would say half. They would not have that one, half, because theirs would be half. Okay. Again, choose whatever that's comfortable for you, either British English or American English. I recommend that if you prefer to say the R, then choose the American English. And I think a lot of Malaysians prefer to say the R, so it's fine. Okay, so you can test out sounds. Which one is, when the tongue towards the front of the mouth, is this one. What does it sound like? So we've got E, E, A. Okay, this is the tongue towards the front of the mouth. E, E, A. And then the center single vowels, the tongue is relatively flat. So we've got A, A, right? And the back vowel, that's when your mouth is rounded a little bit. When the mouth is rounded, your tongue is pushed to the back. It's automatic. You might not feel it, but this is the sound. Oo, o, o, ah. As I go further down, your mouth is opened. Okay? All right. And when it comes to vowels, there are areas of concern that I've picked up from listening to second language learners. It is that you're not able to distinguish, make a difference between short versus long. So for example, there are 4 examples here. Number 1, it's short vowel, so lip. The next one is longer, leap. Lip, leap. Sit, seat. Hit, heat. Chick, cheek. And sometimes you have to, again, do a bit of movement with your hands so that you can feel it. But don't do it in real life, of course. Don't go doing presentation and doing this. Okay, another area of concern is when I put the words into pairs and spelling is nearly the same, but the vowels are different. Or maybe the spelling is not the same at all. But let's see if you are able to make the difference in the sound. So number 1, pen, pan. Number 2, hat, head. Number 3, look, Luke. 4, sock, soak. Number 5, tin, 10. Number 6, court, coat. 2 different vowels there. Number 7, peach, pitch. Right. So these are vowels. Work on that, everybody, if that is an area of concern for you. Now, moving on to diphthongs. Diphthongs are 2-part vowel sounds. So it looks like this. So follow along with me. A, as in aim, play, lake, break. Now, in Malay, our native language is mine. We do not really say, we don't have A here. So we need 2 vowels that glides together. Aim, play, lake, break. All right. So that's an area of concern for us. I is easy. I, mata, I, cry, lie. It's easy. Number 3, ow. We have that in Malay as well. If your native language is Malay, we do have that ow. Round, town, owl. Number 4, oi, easy. Toy, join, choice. Number 5, this is a bit harder because we don't have this in our language, in our native language Malay. It's ear. So it sounds like, sorry, it's air. Excuse me, air. So we have the word air, there, care. This is the British way. If it's the American way, they have the R, air, there, and care, care. So again, because there are 2 vowels there, you have to make an effort to say it if you want to sound clear. All right. And number 6, we've got ear, peer, here. The American way with the R, ear, peer, here. Okay. And lastly, I've got 2 versions there. So the British version is O, the American version is O, more rounded. So we'll do the British way first. It's go, home, alone. But I think it's easier for me personally to say O more. Go, home, alone. So the diphthongs, work on that, guys.